Good morning, friends. It's video time again, and I thought that it would be nice if I introduced you to Evelyn. Now, Evelyn is one of my favourite characters, and this is a novella, so a nice short read for you. I like this book. It takes just a small portion of her life and answers a really important question that I had. Why did she never marry? So let's have a look, shall we? Chapter 1. My day had gone from bad to worse. That morning I had taken my sister Maria to the doctor's again. She had always been a sickly child, but since Mum died she seemed to have retreated further and further into herself. My father struggled to cope, so he immersed himself in business, and the man I secretly loved had recently been killed. I was 16 years old when Rocco turned my world inside out, upside down. He had worked for my father, was his right-hand man, and although nearly 10 years older than me, he had always shown me kindness. With his dark wavy hair and hazel eyes, I would imagine him as a movie star, the subject of posters stuck on bedroom walls of teenage girls. Instead, he ended up second in command in my father's business. And what business was that? The business of crime, the mafia. For that's what we were, a powerful family in Washington, D.C. He had been sent to America from Naples by his mother and into the care of my family. I'd heard the rumours that surrounded him. He was ruthless, some said violent. People whispered about him. Nobody caught his eye, and I felt a little sorry for him. He had been taken into our home, and I knew my mother was not happy about it. Laying in bed one night, I heard the raised voices from downstairs. I crept from my bed and sat at the top of the stairs to listen. He killed the man, Giuseppe, I heard my mother say. I know, but he did that to avenge his father, my father replied. They argued back and forth. I guessed my mother was not pleased that he had been given refuge in her home. My mother and us children had been sheltered from my father's business. We knew what he did, of course. It was not hard to overhear the gossip, to see the house full of people, money, and although my father never knew, I'd seen the guns hidden in the little shed at the back of the garden. As I sat and listened, I watched the front door open. Rocco entered and the arguing stopped. I scrambled to my feet, trying not to be seen, but I had. He looked up the stairs and smiled at me. My face flushed before I quickly made my way back to my bedroom. Is he back? Maria asked as I climbed into bed. Who? I replied. Rocco, of course. I see the way you look at him. Go back to sleep, Maria, and mind your own business, I snapped. Whenever I knew Rocco was in the room next to mine, I couldn't sleep. I would toss and turn thinking of him, of his hazel eyes and his soft voice. He didn't look like a killer. He looked just like any other normal guy. Beautiful, but normal. So that's just a taster of my novella, Evelyn, available on Amazon in ebook and paperback, but don't buy the paperback. It's too expensive. Sadly, Amazon have their minimum selling price, and I wanted this really just for me. Go get the ebook.